What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Man, has it been a minute. It's probably been close to a month or two since we dropped a video. I've had a lot going on. I have actually been working on the car a little bit behind the scenes, but not a ton. I'll kind of show you what I've been doing, but yeah, just like to say, it was a great Thanksgiving. We got Christmas coming up here. Hopefully that'll be good as well. So just want to, wish you guys a Merry Christmas if this is my last video before that. So yeah, let's get right into that video. Woo! We were able to tell that I had ran that. So I'm going to kind of show you guys. Okay, guys, so since the last video, you guys had, we had basically had the wrong engine mount for this side of the car here. This is a 91, so 1990 and 1991 are basically a little bit different than 92 and 93 DA Integras. So we didn't know that the engine mounts are actually different, pretty much on this side. So this mount, we got the wrong one, so Cindy had to order the one for they call it a DA1 mount, and we had a DA2. So yeah, got that situated. Also, what we ended up doing since the last video was we got the throttle cable set up on here. The throttle cable that was for this car didn't work because I'm assuming it was made, this intake manifold set up here with the bracket was made for a GSR, which this isn't a GSR. So yeah, we had to do a little bit of fabricating here with a piece of aluminum. Not a big deal. I'm going to get a shorter bolt for this at some point. It was just the only one I had in that thread pitch. So drilled some holes, made a bracket, good to go. Also, since the last time, we got one of the CV axles and wheel bearings in on this side. Haven't tightened anything down yet. Don't have the brake pads or anything in yet here either. But yeah, we managed to get the one of the CV axles in. Got a new wheel bearing pressed in. Got a press over here now, so we're able to do that. Yeah, if you're wondering why the press is set up this way, I actually had to press the CV axle into the hub because this outer hub here had so much rust and corrosion. Even with cleaning it up the best I could, I still could not get the CV axle to slide into it. So we actually took the whole spindle and CV axle back off after we had installed it, put it in the press, and I was able to press the CV axle into the hub. So if it ever has to come apart, basically gonna have to press the CV axle out of that. So today's project, we are working on the passenger side. So I'm just working on getting the spindle off right now. Got to get the brake caliper off and get all that apart so we can press out the old wheel bearing, put a new wheel bearing in, and get the other CV axle in there as well. So hopefully it shouldn't take more than an hour or so. This other side was a real bear. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. Some other parts that came in the meantime. We have a brand new Speed Factory OBD0 to OBD1 conversion harness. Woohoo! Pretty cool. So yeah, we're going to be changing this from MPFI, which is what this DA Integra had, multi-point fuel injection, and converting it to OBD1 with a Honda S300 V3 ECU with this harness. So we're going to, after that massive ramble there, we're going to get right into that video. Oh, yeah, not bad. You can tell this car came from down south because of that reason right there. Normally you'd have to use the impact driver with it, but tap the rotor might even pull right off. Piece of cake. We have a spindle assembly that is completely disassembled other than pressing out the hub and bearing. So sometimes you don't have the right equipment, you got to get creative. So trying to space this hub up far enough where I can get it pressed out. I got it started moving. Yeah, so I just got to keep working with it, trying to stack some shit up and keep it as straight as I can. But once I get this, I had the same issue with the other side. Once I get the spindle or the hub out, then the rest of it will be easy. It's just super awkward because I don't have a big enough gap in between here to get this thing through there to get pressed out. So I have to keep raising the spindle itself up to clear the hub falling out.
Spin it up.
So I believe we got it. Yep, we did. Got it separated. So the race is left on here, but we're going to use an air hammer and blast that race off there. That's what I did on the other side. So this thing, we can get the bearing pressed out of here now. But you do have to take the clip off of there. You can see it. I'm just working on pressing the bearing itself out. Should be a piece of cake. Going right on through. Woohoo! There she blows. I did score up the hub a little bit too with the die grinder. Wasn't a whole lot, and with the air hammer, but I tried cleaning it up the best I could. So got that all taken care of. Now we're gonna take this bearing and we're gonna press it into the spindle assembly. So what we're gonna do here is we're actually gonna use the old wheel bearing to press the new wheel bearing in. Apply even pressure on it. So we'll get to pressing. Piece of cake, wasn't too bad. Got that in there, looking good. Now I'll just have to put the snap ring back in and then press this back into the bearing. So another little trick here, I just started pressing it in. On the other side, I had the race that I was able to get off the hub, so I used that to support the bearing on the inside race, and then I took the hub and set it actually into the rotor face up to hold the hub assembly. Works pretty good. Then you can press the spindle itself onto the hub. Pretty cool. Works out great. So it's pretty simple. Got that all pressed in there. Spins nice and free. Good to go. Okay, so this is where some of the hillbilly shit starts coming into play. So, like I said, that hub is pretty much a piece of shit. I'm not able to clean up the threads or the splines good enough to get the CV axle in by pushing it through. So I'm using the press to help it seat into the hub. Just doing it by hand here. It is going. It's just slow, but we're making progress. So the next fun part is actually going to be trying to get this whole spindle assembly into the transmission, because I have to push that into it. So it's going to be kind of a real bear. Normally you're just sliding the CV axle in, but I'm having to slide the CV axle and the whole knuckle assembly. So it's going to be kind of interesting here. Well, I didn't video it because I figured there'd be a lot of swearing and stuff going on, but it actually didn't go in too bad. I ended up having to pull the coilover out, and that way I had some more room to work with. But I basically set the spindle in the lower ball joint, and then kind of used this to like ram to compress the CV axle, and it popped right in. So it was not too bad at all. I mean, it literally took less than 5 minutes for me to get that in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the coilover back in here and then tighten everything down. Also, just so you guys know, these coilovers that are in there are literally just temporary until Cindy can get some better ones. Definitely going to have to be before the season starts, because these are pretty well clapped out. And the rears, I'm pretty sure, are just a stock shock, and then somebody bought like an eBay lowering spring and coilover piece or whatever. They're just junk. Actually was leaking fluid out of the shock all over onto the garage for like a month ago, so they're completely smoked. But yeah, they're just temporary. Eventually she'll get maybe like some mid-grade like Skunk 2s or something like that. She can always upgrade in the future too, but yeah, these are definitely not going to be on the car come race season. Well, this could be interesting. Ha! So I decided to pull the brakes apart on my car to kind of, just show you guys one full season of autocross with 2 track days. Sorry, my hands are absolutely filthy. At Blackhawk Farm. So it would have been, I think, 7 autocrosses and 2 full-day high-speed autocrosses with HPDE sessions. So here is the difference in the pad thicknesses after a season. The old pad is here. A brand new pad is here. So, I mean, obviously you can see that these have worn, but surprisingly they're not that bad. Like, I'm actually pretty impressed. I should be able to get a full season again out of these, no problem. So yeah, that's the difference with the HP Pluses. 1 full season versus a brand new set that are going on Cindy's car. Pretty cool. So now is these are the pads that were on Cindy's car. There's like basically no meat left on them. Almost metal on metal, especially down here. They're wearing a little uneven. Took the pins out. I'm gonna clean these up and lube them up real good, and then put them back in and throw the new pads in as well. So we got this side pretty much wrapped up. Brand new freaking pads in there, brand new rotors. Oh yeah. greasy. Oh, love it. Just gotta do the other side now and we'll be good to go. Well, we managed to get all the brake components and everything back on, got everything tightened up, new pads, rotors. Looks way, way, way better. That stuff was in some pretty rough shape. So yeah, front end should be dialed here. I think the next thing that I'm going to start working on is actually the wiring. I got to get that figured out yet, as well as I got to figure out the power steering setup for this car as well. Yeah, so that'll be interesting, but I'm confident we can figure it out. I'm also going to have to work on converting this thing from OBD0, the MPFI, to OBD1, which involves removing this and splicing some wires together. So yeah, that'll probably be on the next one. But appreciate it, guys, for hanging out with me, watching it this far. This summer's been a journey, and we're into winter now. So lots of projects. I'll try and do what I can as far as filming goes, but yeah, I got a little grease on the old under the nose there. But if you could, please subscribe. Please like this video. And we do have some new sponsors coming on board for this next season. And I will be dropping those here soon as well. So thank you, guys. Have a good day, and we'll see you on the next one.